Hello everyone and welcome back to my Destiny reaction series. If you don't know me, my name is Tara and my goal is to catch up on the story of Destiny before the release of the Final Shape expansion this year. Before we get into Season of the Worthy, there was no few comments on Season of the Dawn that mentioned the tune that Shaxx is singing to Saint 14 and the fact that I should keep the tune in mind, maybe not so much the words. I think I was too busy cringing and laughing to really recognize it initially, but I went back and gave it a serious listen and I've heard the tune already in Shadowkeep. So the only reason why people would be bringing it up to keep it in mind for future means that that one little melodic riff in Storm the Keep is going to show up as a leitmotif in a future season or expansion. I'm assuming something to do with Eris Morn, because he said that Eris Morn was the one humming it on the moon. So yeah, it's almost certainly gonna be coming up and I'll be keeping my ears open for that. There's one other thing I wanted to mention. I did read a little bit about Season of Worthy. When I was looking for thumbnail images for Season of the Dawn, I noticed at the bottom there's these like lore bits and I was like, what exactly are these? And I read a few of them and they were very interesting. And I think Destiny calls them narrative previews or lore previews or something like that. And there's a whole bunch of them on the Ishtar Collective. So I read ahead. So I know that this season is likely to do with Rasputin. And I know a few other little things and let's see if they're gonna come into play or if maybe I spoiled myself a little bit. I don't know, that's gonna be my experiment. If it enriches my viewing experience, I'll keep reading those little narrative previews. If I find I didn't really enjoy the way I felt watching, then I won't read them in the future. All that being said, Season of the Worthy, let's get into it.
2 years ago, the war-mind Rasputin helped humanity defeat the Hive on the Martian frontier.
Because he's a good boy.
On that day, it swore to protect us.
Yep.
Now, it may be the only thing that can. The Red Legion has one last play. They have boarded their superweapon, the Almighty. And it's on the move. You already destroyed its star-killing munitions. But whatever the Legion hopes to achieve...
We are still dealing with the Red Legion? Have we not beaten them down enough? Please.
It won't end well for us. They once took the tower. They will take nothing else. We'll see to that.
We haven't really had Zavala action in like a while. I think since the Red War.
Anna, are you there?
Just a moment.
I love Anna. She's so fucking cool, dude.
Anna, report.
Okay, one thing I want to touch on is Anna's ghost name is Junji, right? And in the reading that I did of the little narrative previews, Junji has these little like tech mites or something on it that, what are they named? Foe and Deem or something like that? And I hope those come in, but that might just be like for reading purposes only. It might not come in game.
I've located the central manifold. It seems the Cabal have disabled the ship's MAV thrusters.
They killed the steering on this thing?
Maybe to reroute power?
Any idea what that was?
Checking. That explosion came from the propulsion deck. The Cabal have taken out the primary engine. Have you made it to the bridge yet?
Just a moment.
Why would they be doing this? confused. This was their tech.
They've destroyed the ship's navigation system. We're a dead stick.
None of this makes any sense.
Yeah, okay, thank you, Anna.
No nav, no engine, no way to steer or change course. It's like they want this thing to drift off into space forever.
Not forever.
Do they want it to crash into
Guardian,
Earth?
the Almighty is plummeting towards the last city, and we have no way to stop it.
Okay.
Anna believes that the Warmind Rasputin can prevent this catastrophe.
Okay, got it.
It hasn't helped us before.
But wait, okay, so if they disabled all navigation on it, and we can't blow it up, or it'll go like supernova. Well, not supernova, but it'll explode. Rasputin, help.
I don't trust it will now. But I failed to get the job done. Now all I can do is prepare the city for all possible contingencies. Go to Anna. Get her whatever she needs. Rasputin swore to protect humanity.
Mm-hmm.
It's time we hold it to that promise.
He a good boy. He a good boy. Anna believes
What?
no. Anna believes what? Anna believes Rasputin can help destroy the Almighty before it hits the city. He's reluctant to trust the Warmind, but asks you to go to Mars to speak with Anna.
What a time to be alive. I don't think anyone has ever thrown a spaceship at us before. So that's new. Rasputin's main resources are scattered throughout the system. It'll take months to recall all his warsats from deep space, and we're going to need something big to break through the Almighty's hull. Rasputin has a plan B. He's firing up the support systems linked to old Braytech bunkers, spec'd for arms production. We'll have to drop in and finalize the connections manually. They're on closed networks. Let's pay Big Red a visit first. Look, I know arming the Warmind doesn't sit well with the Vanguard, but it's either that, or we lose the city.
No, he's a good boy. It's okay if we arm him. I can't promise we'll get out of this without a few scrapes. Anna tells you as you approach, but Rasputin can help. Right now, he needs our help too. He's hoping you can pay him a visit. Gladly!
Guardian, head into Rasputin's mine lab. It's taken a little convincing to get him on board. The system's becoming a dangerous place. I get the sense that he's worried. I've never seen that from him before.
Okay, so in the reading that I did, when Osiris confronts Rasputin, Rasputin actually shows him what's on the edges of our space, and I think it is those pyramids that are floating towards us.
The last time the Guardians teamed with Rasputin, we were able to topple a hive god. With Rasputin on our side, the Almighty doesn't stand a chance. War minds are complex and hard to predict. Rasputin's priorities are constantly shifting, but I know he'll do what's right. Don't mind the Cabal. Big Red can handle it.
Big Red, I like that. Hi, buddy. Warmind Kanjali.
Rasputin's on board. There's something he needs to show you in the EDZ. I think he likes you.
I like him too. An old bunker, is it?
Multiple contacts.
Okay, Rasputin, let's get you plugged in. This interface is so convoluted. Buy me some time.
Take as long as you need. I have your back.
Damn firewall. The access point doesn't recognize my login.
Connection locked. Good to see you, Guardian.
Indeed. Anna, are you certain we can't operate this bunker from the tower?
Interfacing Rasputin's mainframe with these systems is the only way we'll get the firepower we need.
Hopefully the Warmind remembers where to point said firepower.
He will.
You think he'll miss?
I'm more concerned with whether it will pull the trigger.
He's a Warmind, Zavala. He understands the stakes.
Rasputin has been silent for too long while Guardians hold the line.
You gotta have a little faith.
Faith is self-evident. If it's between you and Rasputin, I'll put my faith in you.
Listen, he's on our side.
Then I hope it proves me wrong.
He will. He good boy. Hold on, I just need to say, if Rasputin, like, I don't think he will, but if Rasputin does actually betray us and go off the deep end, I'm gonna be pretty upset. I love Rasputin. Our little music boy. Built by Clovis Bray during the Golden Age, the Warmind Rasputin is advanced AI created to protect humanity. Yep. Big Red and I can barely read it. Big Red and I need a hand updating the Seraph Bunker network. Something system will benefit, we promise.
Back off!
That's Hive, right? That was a
This
knight.
place is crawling with Hive. Keep an eye out while I hook Rasputin in. Some of this netcode is ancient.
It's from the Golden Age.
I hear what people say behind my back. You know, that I'm a brave first and a guardian second. Selfishly chasing my past. But Rasputin and I have been busy scouring the system. Not for ourselves. We were looking for Golden Age relics. Hunting down the Deep Stone Crypt, chasing loose threads. It wasn't just weapons. Old nanomeds, construction servos, disease-resistant crop strains. Finds that would make a real difference in people's lives. We assumed Zavala and the Vanguard could handle any immediate threats, but we could have done more.
Aw. So these are like all over the system, right? And there's 13 of them in total, I believe I read. But I don't think Anna knew about the
Anna
13th
insists
one.
you understand the stakes. Convince me. Our enemy reveals itself.
There's the pyramids,
The
dude.
shadow is long.
I didn't realize they were coming from everywhere. I thought they were just from one direction.
And close. Is this what's had your attention? Preparations to fight? To rebuild? To run?
Mayday, 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 this is NFV Neurotursis 16. 11,000 souls in cryo-sleep aboard. We are a few minutes out of New Pacific Arcology. We were struck by debris in a large wave. Fusion plant offline. We can see extensive, catastrophic damage to one of the Arcology domes. Oh, it's gone over. Respond if able.
Mayday! 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 This is New Pacific Arcology on guard. Declaring a sundown loss of habitability event. We have 2.9 million souls aboard. We repeat, Titan is no longer safe for human life.
The collapse. You were there. You gave everything to a cause and saw it all swept away. You're afraid to fail. Again. So am I. I've never considered how it must have felt to live through the collapse. From this day, we speak as allies,
Wow.
not warriors who seek to wield each other as weapons. After we break the Almighty, the city will devote whatever resources you need towards banishing these dark omens. When they come, we will stand together, as equals, as guardians.
Wow. Okay, I've been kind of like grumpy with Zavala because of his. I understand why he's standoffishness, at least on a surface level, towards Rasputin. But I've been kind of grumpy with him and not enjoying his character because he's so blindly standoffish towards Rasputin, who's clearly trying to help us. So seeing this character growth in him is really, it's really enjoyable. I like it. He's like, oh shit, I get it. I get what the stakes are. I get what you went through, and how you don't want to fail. That's great for him. I like that. Good moment.
Let's work together.
Anna nods in recognition of successful integrations into Rasputin's system. She turns to acknowledge you. This is incredible. We had expected a few hiccups, if I'm honest. Anna gives a slightly uneasy chuckle. Integrating so many systems at once leaves potential for fragmentation, but each bunker connection reads like we're rebuilding old neurons scrubbed from his brain. Like he's remembering. She pauses for a moment in consideration. You know, before Zavala came to us about the Almighty, we were skipping around the system. She gives you a quick, wary look before continuing. Chasing leads. Ran into a lot of locked doors. These connections are going to change all that. I've made my travel records available to the Vanguard. Most of them. Anna notices you about to speak and gives a knowing look. Big Red and I found something we might need your help with, but now's not the time. Giant kamikaze spaceship first. Anna's baggage later, yeah? So I think this is what I read in what she was doing with Red and Jinji or Jinju? I can't remember. As you approach, Anna frowns in slight confusion as she listens to a few lines of Warmind code echoing from a nearby console. Rasputin's asking you for a favor, she translates. It's a little strange. Are you feeling up for some field duty? He says he wants to get to know you better.
Let's talk.
Anna nods as you approach. You weren't the only one Big Red was watching. He got a whole bunch of Guardians to participate, and you stood out, not sure why. She frowns. Your numbers were good, don't get me wrong, but there were a lot of Guardians on this list. Anna shrugs. He sent me a set of strange energy signatures he wants me to share. Looks like he'd like to show you something.
This is where I'm getting the weird readings from. There's old Rasputin data associated with a few coordinates on this mountain. And I mean old. Dark Age.
Dark Age.
I didn't think he was active after the collapse. See what you can find. There's a record here of Rasputin executing an order to deploy assault frames. A whole army of them. But the target was a single exo. Why would he need all of this for just one?
For an exo.
There's a Warmind intelligence transcript associated with this spot. It references Siva. But it doesn't make sense to me. From what I knew, the Iron Lords went after Siva themselves. Fellwinter wanted to use it to build up the city.
Fellwinter.
And I thought Rasputin reprogrammed Siva to attack them when they entered the vault. But this says he gave Siva a new directive long before that. He was using it as bait. The Iron Lords didn't go after Siva on their own. Rasputin led them to it. I'm picking up a transcript of an old communication order. Rasputin sent it out to his submines. He identified a threat in old Russia. Looks like there was a data breach of some kind. I don't know what it was, but he threw out a lot of firepower. Dropped a warsat right on top of it.
Damn. Guardian search algorithm complete. Facsimile authentication verified. Inheritance subject evaluation accepted. Whitelisted. Suspend intrusion detection operations. Commence armament transfer protocol. Warmind console output. Fellwinter's name mentioned, hey?
He's telling a story. In a time of great prosperity, a tyrant king sent his son to live among the people and learn their ways. He did so for many years, until a great calamity befell the kingdom. In the aftermath, the tyrant's son was changed. The tyrant's son turned away from his father and became a warrior. the tyrant chased his son across fields and mountains and oceans. He said, "If I can't have my son, then no one shall." In the end, the tyrant used his son's love of the people against him. He promised him a miraculous technology that could rebuild the kingdom.
This isn't talking about Shax, is it?
When his son came to claim it, he unleashed a plague upon him.
No,
His
Shax is
son
still alive,
was
isn't he?
destroyed. And the tyrant looked upon his tyranny and wept. Is Rasputin... is he talking about himself? I think the tyrant's son...
It wouldn't have been Fellwinter, would it have been? Okay, hang on, I'm getting a little confused. Now the lore that I read is starting to backfire on me a little bit. A weapon? Fellwinter's lie.
This looks like the casing of an old safety AI, but marked with Rasputin's symbol. These transcripts suggest his original code was for a sort of emergency response system from pre-Golden Age space stations. Checking oxygen levels, fuel, that kind of thing. Clovis Bray took a safety AI and turned it into an interplanetary defense system with sentience.
Interesting.
And Rasputin kept all this, almost like a scrapbook of his past, a way to remember his roots.
That's so cool.
And he showed it to us. When did he learn to be so sentimental? Wish Zavala could see this.
Probably from spending too much time with you, Anna. What is this? Oh my god, you could see the Almighty in the distance. I think that's what they're illustrating there.
Let's begin.
In rides a pale horse. There we go. Guardian, there's something I'd like to retrieve from the Vanguard vault. We've been storing certain high-value weapons here since losing our vaults during the Red War. The Cabal seek to destroy us with the Almighty. I want to send them a message, and I have the perfect delivery method. Take this keycard to the vault. Before you can take the keycard, Zavala pulls it back. You'll have to go through my office to access it. I normally do not allow Guardians in there, so I'm trusting you not to disrupt any of my personal effects. Grab the weapon and come back to me. So I just need to unpack what we were just shown, because Fellwinter, I believe, was accused of being a host for a Warmind, but if it was like Rasputin's son in that tyrant story, then Rasputin betrayed his own son to protect everyone. It's not coming to me yet. It will. Slowly. Or in YouTube comments. Stolen. No one outside the Vanguard should have access to the vault, let alone revoke our access. If this is a breach, we will need to boost security measures considerably. While we were looking up to the sky, someone snuck in right under our noses. Zavala rubs his chin pensively. I want answers, and I want that weapon recovered. I know some of Braytech equipment that can help us track it down. Go see Anna on Mars.
Down to business.
That vault was designed to be impenetrable, and someone breaking through tower security to steal it is equally troubling. If it's the weapon I'm thinking of, I can take one guess who's responsible. Anna gives you a knowing look.
Down to business.
Well, this is a bit worse than I hoped. Anna pores over the intel you've collected. Seems Callus's network of assassins, you know, his shadows, are involved. Not sure which one swiped the weapon. You'll have to do some digging, but I'm confident we can collect enough data to point us to where they have the weapon stored. I've heard rumblings of Scions working as double agents within the Red Legion. That's a good place to start. Steam emanates from... I just realized Callus's name was mentioned and I just didn't get excited. Let's go, Callus mentioned. Steam emanates from the head of the frame as its piercing red eye raises to meet yours. Ah, Guardian, the exalted one, anticipated your cooperation in this grand design. With his infinite wisdom, he requests your assistance in furthering his machinations. His Excellency intended to use the weapon to eliminate Red Legionnaires. It seems you share a mutual goal. Benedict's body turns and resets. Unfortunately, the shadow you seek has been disposed of. Callus's insubordinate daughter, Kayadal, dispatched a countermeasure, much to the glorious one's displeasure. The weapon is lost. I can compile the data you've brought me of the deceased shadow's log, but it is heavily encrypted. Encryption signals point towards the EDZ. Perhaps you can perform some unscrambling?
When a shadow falls, another rises.
Rein it in. Benedict's eye pulses red in syncopated rhythm, solidifying upon your approach. You'll be pleased to know your efforts were not in vain, and the weapon has been located. Emperor Callus would be satisfied if you could cavort to the Quarry Lost Sector, legendary, in the EDZ to recover it. In celebration of his decadence, indulge in a merciless spree of Red Legion desecration. Spread delight in his eminence's name. Gladly!
So many lights, so little time.
The fourth horseman, hang on. It's not a holdout weapon, it's a pathfinder. There's a reason the Cabal want to take this weapon from us. When you hold the fourth horseman in your hands, you bring the storm. You instill fear by commanding the thunder and firing off rounds with lightning speed. Tear through your enemies like light piercing through clouds after the rain subsides. You are a force of nature, unstoppable, unpredictable, undeniable. Don't forget what the fourth horseman brings after all. Commander Zavala. I think this is the first time they've showed us lore on weapons. This is cool. The Red Legion will march again, Kayadal. Kayadal stands in her war room. Her nation, which she has always loved, reeks of failure. The scent is strong. When she was young, she would watch the feedings in her father's zoological gardens. Live creatures from lands beyond Tor battle, wounded, left in the middle of the landscaped enclosures. She'd seen how the smell of blood brought the larger, hungrier creatures out of the undergrowth. The same will happen to the Empire if she lets it. But she will not. She won't fail where her father failed. He was led astray by his vices, corrupted by frivolity and pleasure. He was never meant to be emperor. He was too weak. But Gaul was destroyed by weakness, too. His fixation on the machine god was stupid. It embarrasses her to think of him. She has always had a vivid imagination. Ironically, it's her father she can thank for that. All of the stories and songs he made her study, the insufferable plays, but she repurposes that arsenal of thought toward a new goal, imagining a better future for her people, a future where they rule the galaxy once again, where foreign ships fall under their fire and rival nations fall to their knees. This future will be different. This future will be hers. Is she responsible for the Red Legion not fucking off? Did she step into the Gaul power gap?
Welcome to the
I hadn't even
trials
considered that.
of
Hi,
Saint
Saint.
14. No. You have come to take part in the trials of Osiris, have you not? To be formed into a blade of the light. I will help you achieve this. This is not Shax's crucible, my friend. Saladin's wolves are nowhere to be held in my arena. Here you will fight together, or you will fail. We are pressed from all sides. This is nothing new. Between Rasputin's guns and my training, you will become a beacon of the light. Shine bright. Soon, the darkness will have no shadows left to hide in.
I love Saint 14. Saint 14 is overjoyed that you have chosen to take part in the trials of Osiris. In the reading that I did, he called it like Osiris left him with a note and said to guide the Guardians or something like that. It was kind of cryptic, but he called it the Trials of Saint 14, and he was like, you know how the Guardians hate those names, don't do that. He tries to contain his excitement as he delivers his wonderfully rehearsed speech. Afterward, he nods and says, I know you will give this everything, Guardian. You've never been one to hold back. Your zeal is noted, friend, but your light requires refinement. As the acting officiator of the Trials of Osiris, Saint 14 has assessed the necessary requirements for entry. His assessment has set the entry bar at a measurable power of 960. We are far beyond that power now, hey? It's like 1800 is max, I think? While every Guardian has strength in their own right, some do not yet have the battle experience to operate seamlessly in a Trials fire team. Reach power 960.
The next time bullies come crashing on our gates, I will be here to answer.
Bullies? You approach Saint 14. The crest of his helm brims with sunlight. You are ready. I can feel it. He straightens his stance and looks you over. Guardian, the Trials of Osiris are not simply here to train you. His voice grows out of a low, rolling timbre of consideration. I am here to assess your prosperity for leadership. Saint mimics a delivery reminiscent of Osiris as he speaks. Serious now. The darkness is coming. The moon is only the first glimpse. I know it. He looks into your eyes. When it arrives, we will need heroes, leaders, as we did at the Gap, at 6 fronts. He leans in. The others, they will look to you. Saint nods. You will make me proud. Saint 14 bows his head to you. A fellow warrior of light. Come close. Let me guide your path to the lighthouse, my friend. Saint explains that to enter the Trial of Osiris, you must possess a Trials ticket. Your ticket will track your wins and losses. Each ticket has a different powerful effect. Saint looks over a blank ticket. You want as many wins as possible, obviously, he chuckles. But do not lose 3 matches, or you are done. He continues that 7 wins with no losses grants access to the lighthouse for flawless rewards. I await your ascension to the lighthouse. Good luck. You can reset your Trials passage, yada yada yada. I'm trying to remember, because they did mention the lighthouse in the conversation between Osiris and Saint in those little lore bits, but I can't remember what the significance was, or if they just mentioned it in name. That's Osiris, isn't it? And Saint? Or, well, it was a reflection. Or an echo? I forget what he's calling them now. That's cool. You could blink and you miss it.
To the Lighthouse, Guardian. This place is for fire teams that show skill, decisiveness, and command. The best fire teams. That means you. Congratulations. Your victories bear rewards. Go. Take it. Use what you have learned. Fight your way to the top. And soon, I will see you here again and again. Those you have triumphed over will look to your example, your guidance, your hope. These will be precious tools in the trying times to come. Fight, win, and fight again. This is your duty.
Okay. Oh god, are we gonna see like a shadow of a pyramid? Oh god, that's so spooky! Ooh, they're getting closer! Oh, that's cool. Dude, okay, I love when games do this shit. Like when Final Fantasy 14 was redoing itself and you could see like the meteor coming closer and closer. An almighty threat. The Almighty hangs in the sky above the last city. For now, make your way to the tower and await Rasputin's countermeasures. Oh my god, that's so cool. Holy crap! Is this the countermeasures? Oh, it's sped up. That is so cool. Jesus. That is really freaking cool that they did it that way and presented it that way. Woo! Oh God. I wonder if you had to be online for this. Like if this was the one time to view it. Oh my God. Is it gonna whiz past us? That is intense. This is how you make like a gaming world feel alive with events like this. And moments like this. This is so cool. I love when devs do these things. Like I don't play Fortnite, but I always appreciate like the concerts and things that Fortnite does. Because it's like similar to this and making your world feel alive and interesting. God, that's so cool. So he like blasted it off course then, eh? Wow. That is unbelievably cool. It's cute to watch all the players chase after it to get a better view. Oh! So it still hit Earth, but just not the last city. So, you know, wildlife, whatever's over there, rip. Oh God. Not the tinnitus. Damn, that's cool. I wonder how long the fires would have raged over there for. Probably for the rest of the season, I would imagine. That is so cool. Is that other little bits of it that fell off? Raining from the sky. That person chose death. God, that is so cinematic. That is so well done. I'm willing to bet you this was. I mean, you can let me know in the comments if this was like a, you had to be online when this happened or you missed it. But God, that's cool. And thank God people got recordings of it. So that if you did miss it, you, like myself, you can still experience it. That is so cool. Oh, there still is like shrapnel from it in the sky.
The Almighty has been reduced to smoldering ash thanks to you and Rasputin. Our success serves as a reminder that we're in this fight together. Allegiances have never been more important. Together, we'll overcome whatever enemy we face. And with allies like Rasputin, Who can stop us?
I'm so glad he came around on Rasputin. He's a good boy. He's a good little music boy. Zavala greets you. He seems pleased. Another crisis laid low. You succeeded where Anna and I failed, and we are grateful. Past victories have driven the Cabal to dangerous measures, but I wouldn't have it any other way. The commander nods. It's time we turned the tide in this system. With you at the tip of the spear, I've come to believe anything is possible.
Still in one piece?
We did it. We actually did it. And his face is racked with a mixture of utter disbelief and joy. Not just you or me, not even Rasputin. This was all of us, and it couldn't have been any other way. Her face turns soft for an instant. Anna looks you in the eyes and offers a genuine thank you. The Vanguard have their limits. As the city's reach widens, we'll need to consider unlikely allies. It wasn't long ago that most Guardians couldn't imagine standing side by side with a war mind. Anna allows herself to a sly smile and slight headshake. Don't worry, we're not interested in being fair weather friends. Long haul or not at all. She gives you a cheerful nod. Don't be a stranger. I won't be. Dude, Anna's such a great character. And Rasputin! Crisis averted! The Almighty is no more. Come to the tower to see the fallout and pick up your commemorative emblem. There's our fallout. Where's the emblem? That is so cool. That is how you end a season, dude. That is so, so, so cool. Okay, so Season of the Worthy. First thing I want to say is having read the narrative preview, I think actually added a lot to my experience. Like the name drop of Fellwinter. I have so many questions of how they tie together, but it's interesting to see. There's context that I wouldn't have otherwise have gotten by just watching this, but having read like the narrative previews or like the lore bits that I did, it added enough context that I could understand a bit more in depth what was happening. So I think going forward, I will continue to read the narrative previews, even if it is kind of a spoiler on what's coming. I think it's okay. Maybe you can let me know your thoughts on it in the comments. With all that being said, Season of the Worthy was really enjoyable. I loved the cinematic finish of the Almighty, and I loved this little tease of the pyramids coming in, and the fact that Zavala had his character growth, so I don't find him as annoying as I've been finding him. He came around to Rasputin, so I'm coming around to him. But overall, it was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing for the rest of my Destiny journey, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye!